It's story time. I'm so glad you joined me again. Our theme today for story time is friendship. And before we start, our literacy tip is about repetition. Now, repetition helps children learn. It builds their language skills. After all, practice makes perfect. But it also gives them a comforting sense of knowing what comes next, and that's very valuable to a small child. So we're going to start with something very familiar, our opening rhyme, bread and butter. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as silly as we can. Hello, 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 hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as nice as we can. Hello! And our next opening song is The More We Read Together. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books and small books, read short books and tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. And our opening finger play, roly-poly. Roly-poly, roly-poly, up, 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 up. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, down, 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 down. Roly-poly, roly-poly, out, 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 out. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, in, 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 in. Roly-poly, roly-poly, fast, 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 fast. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, slow, slow, slow. Our first story today is about a wolf who makes a lot of friends. It's called The Way Home for Wolf. It's by Rachel Bright, and the pictures were drawn by Jim Field. As a rainbow of lights flickered soft in the night, dusting diamonds of ice in a desert of white, the wild whipping wind, it whistled its tune to a howling of wolves and a shimmering moon. And the loudest "Ooh" in this echoing song was a wolfling named Wilf at the heart of the throng. He loved to be fierce and longed to be grown. He liked to try everything all on his own. Look at me, I am big, I am tough, he would growl, while he showed off his strength and practiced his prowl. One night it was time for the wolves to move on. New folks had moved in and their shelter was gone, so they left right away to find a new cave. They would have to walk far and they'd have to be brave. "Let's go!" shouted Wolf. "I'm ready to lead." "You're too small," laughed the wolves. "It's an elder we need." "One day," they advised, "you will guide from the front." "I s'pose," muttered Wilf with a huff and a grunt. They struggled through snow as high as their flanks, and leapt over rocks as they scaled icy banks. Wilf gave his all to keep pace and keep up, but strong-willed as he was still just a pup. He kept dropping back with each clamber and climb, as the pack journeyed further away all the time. Exhausted and breathless, he strayed off the track when a blizzard blew in. And he lost his way back. Wilf longed to howl "Help!" and to holler it loud, but his throat was too hoarse and his heart was too proud. He lay on the tundra, his tail curled up tight. A blanket of stars was his bed for the night, until... Crack went the ice, crack and creak! Wilf jumped to all fours with a deafening shriek. He stuck out the claws on every limb. He had to hold on, 'cause Wilflings can't swim. Then he fell and he fell, rolling and spinning. It felt like the end, but it was just the beginning. Since somebody down there had heeded his scream, and she swooped from behind like a watery dream. "I'll help you," she called, "just reach for my horn," a majestic and magical sea unicorn. Wilf's pride washed away and he stretched out a paw as she lifted him gently back to the shore. "Don't worry," she sung before dipping her brow. "My friend Mr. Walrus will help you out now." And there, right behind him, a huge tusky fellow lifted his whiskers and let out a bellow. "To the ridge," he proclaimed with his chin in the air. "My friend mighty muskox will take you from there." And with waftings of fish and a very loud snort, their journey was made and their travel seemed short. And there, sure enough, on the ridge was the ox, who took Wilf as far as his friend, Arctic Fox, who followed his nose through the trees to a goose, who guided him honking to... this ancient moose. The moose knew these wilds like no other soul. He was steady and true in pursuit of their goal. And as twilight closed in, Moose sang out a call to a fluttering, tiny puffball, a bear moth who showed Wilf the rest of the way to the place where this wolfling most wanted to stay. "Thank you," Wilf waved as he rejoined his pack, and the wolves howled with joy that their wolfling was back. They huddled him in and cuddled him close, and fussed over which wolf had missed him the most. Wilf knew, he knew then, that when all come together, the darkest of times are easy to weather. So he bowed to the narwhal, ox, walrus, and goose, and vowed to the fox and the moth and the moose, if ever I meet one who's strayed off their track, I'll help them along by guiding them back. And true to his word, Wilf is different now, and his world seems much smaller and warmer somehow, since wherever life takes you, wherever you roam, we're all just a handful of friendships from home. And that's the story of Wilf the Wolf, who found his way home. We're going to do our zoom, zoom, zoom rhyme, so get your hands all ready. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Upside down and all around, I'll show you where the stars are found. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! And now we have a new rhyme. It's called I Put My Hands Together. It goes, I put my hands together. This is how I start. I curve my fingers right around and I can make a heart. We'll do that one again. So you put your hands together. I put my hands together. This is how I start. I curve my fingers right around and I can make a heart. Our next story is one of the brand new books at the library. It's called My Best Friend. It's by Julie Fogliano, and the pictures were drawn by Jillian Tamaki. I have a new friend, and her hair is black, and it shines and shines, and she always laughs at everything. She is so smart, and when I say la la la, she says la la la. And then we laugh and turn our hands into ducks and run away quacking. Sometimes when we are feeling quiet, we sit under a big tree. She can turn the leaves into skeleton hands. She picks away all the green until boo! It is a creepy hand that is chasing me through the garden. And when I step on the flowers, she helps me fix them, sort of. If you twirl them together, they can lean and look like we never squashed them. Or maybe only a little. She is my best friend, I think. I've never had a best friend, so I'm not sure. But I think she is a really good best friend because when we were drawing, she drew me and I drew her, and then we made hearts around it. Did you know that when you have a best friend, it is really fun when you are hiding? But it is hard not to make noise, so we sat scrunched up under the bush and laughed into our knees. She really likes laughing. She laughed for the whole entire day, especially when I pretended to be a pickle. She really, really liked that. I think I know we are best friends because she loves strawberry ice cream and I hate strawberry ice cream. And we are still friends even then. So that is something good. Tomorrow, I think we will write our names in big letters on the chalk on the sidewalk and it will say best friends. And there will be a smiley and a heart and my name will be in red and her name can be in green if green is what she likes. And I will write mine in my fanciest writing, and she will write hers in her own best letters. And she wrote her name LZXZM, or maybe her name is TRPFLO. I'm not sure about her name, but I will ask her tomorrow and she will tell me then because we are best friends. And that is the story of my best friend. It's time for a song. It's a song we've sung before in story time, and it's probably a song that your mom and your dad learned when they were little kids your age. It's called Skinamarink, and it goes this. Skinamarinky dinky dink, skinamarinky doo. I love you. Skinamarinky dinky dink, skinamarinky doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Skinamarinky dinky dink, skinamarinky doo. I love you. And now it's almost time for story time to be over. So we're going to sing our hand washing song. So get some imaginary soap on your hands and go tops and bottoms, in between. Don't forget your thumbs, and the nails. Scrub all over. One more time. Rinse them in warm water. Now they're clean, 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 clean. And now it's time for a guest storyteller. Our guest storyteller today is Pastor Hailey. She's going to read us a story, and let's listen to it right now.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Story Time at Mary Kaiser Public Library. I'm Pastor Hailey from Fort Smith Pentecostal Church, and my friend Murphy the Bear is joining us today as we read Cooper the Bear at the Fair. Daddy and Cooper Bear were at the fair. Cooper went on all the rides. Yippee! This is so much fun, he cried. Let's have an ice cream, said Daddy Bear. Stay close, Cooper. But Cooper didn't stay close. There was so much to look at. He watched the horses bobbing up and down. He watched the other children having fun. And suddenly he realized something awful. He was all alone at the fair. Cooper was frightened. He had butterflies in his tummy and he felt sick. At first, he ran around in circles shouting, "Daddy!" And then he remembered, "If you get lost, stay where you are and I'll find you." Cooper climbed onto a bench and held his hat in the air. "There you are," said Daddy Bear. "Good bear for staying where you were. Now, shall we get that ice cream?" For the rest of the day, Cooper held tightly onto Daddy's hand. The end. I hope that if you ever get lost like Cooper Bear, you'll stay right where you are until you're found. Thank you for joining us for story time today at Mary Kaiser Public Library.
Thank you for reading us another story about Cooper the bear. Thank you very much, Pastor Hailey. Now it is time to say goodbye, so we'll sing our goodbye song. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you all next week. I hope you join me in the park. We're going to do a live story time in the park on the 17th of August. Bye.